Yo, 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 we are back. It's your man, Nino Black. We black. We black like we never left. This is Black Thoughts. Y'all know what it is with me, man. These are sporadic conversations that I just feel like that's necessary for our community. Not only for the people who are involved, but the people who are listening. I'm hoping that with every conversation we have, a gem will be dropped. A gem will be given that will inspire or empower somebody to go and do and live their best life, especially the people in my community. And when I say the people in my community, I want to make sure I'm clear. I'm talking about the Black community because that's who I advocate for. That's who I stand for. I am a Black man, and I'm proud to be that. Today, I tapped on the shoulders of some great creatives, some great, powerful minds. And when I say creatives, I know it's different type of creatives, but this time I wanted to focus on the storytellers. You know, the people that actually tell our story from our perspective, whether they are producers, whether they are authors, you know, whether they are screenwriters, playwrights, whatever the case may be. But the storytellers are who we're going to focus on tonight. So I would like for you guys, if you have a family member, a relative, a niece, a nephew, somebody who's always had a vision of writing a book, you know, directing a film, or writing a script, I want you to tag them. I want you to tag them because we're going to get into a real deep conversation here. They're going to be very transparent. They're going to be very honest about the ups, the downs, the hardships they face in creating these projects and these literary pieces that's going to last for a lifetime. So I'm going to introduce our guests. We got three very, very talented individuals. The first guest we're going to we're gonna have my man Joseph E. Banks. What's up, big dog?
What's going on, family?
What's up, man? You looking good, man. How you doing?
Man, I appreciate that, man. You're a nice guy, man. I know I'm looking real quarantined out here, but I appreciate you for having me, man.
No, I mean, you kind of look like the Geico lizard, man, but you gotta do up for yourself, man. You know what it is, man.
Hey,
you know?
man. Hey, man. Nah, straight up, I appreciate you having me, bro.
Nah, man, look, I appreciate you being here, man. You've been able to accomplish so much, man. And you, I think you were one of the lucky ones, man. You got that idea off the ground, and you got that idea running right before COVID hit. I think.
Yo, literally, that man, literally
right before COVID hit, man.
Bro,
so go ahead.
I was saying we done the screen. Our first screening the 28th of February, and it's like the next week we had the tornado here, and then the following week we got shut down for COVID.
Yep. You're absolutely right. I remember that, man. So if you can, for those of you who don't know you, can you kind of get them a little insight of who you are and why you here today?
Man, no doubt, man. I'm Joe E. Banks, man. I'm an independent filmmaker, homegrown here from Nashville, out east to be exact. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, man. I grew up originally a sports kid, chasing basketball dreams, that type of thing. I got into making music. And honestly, that's where the whole camera thing came to life. I was trying to shoot my own videos, and eventually they just kept growing.
Right. I got you. So with that being said, just what were some of your favorite movies growing up? Like, what is some things that maybe caught your attention as a child, or a movie that you watched that just kind of stuck with you?
Man, that's crazy because it's like my shit be different because I didn't know I wanted to be a filmmaker growing up all the time. So it's like I look back and it's like, dang, that movie really did impact the way I do my thing now, whatever. But it's like I never knew that. I was 25 when I bought my first camera. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but man, I used to watch a bunch of old Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier movies with my pops. Movies like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and Piece of the Action and
boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Straight up.
You absolutely would have to have somebody in the household or somebody in your circumference to actually play those films to even know what those are or to even tell you about those shows. I think I still get surprised when I see 25-year-olds today that still watch Bill Cosby. I'm like, dang, like that's crazy, you know?
Yo, I ain't gonna front. Like, you know, I can't just turn the eye to everything that he dealing with or whatever, but it's like, I don't know, man. I know people might judge me, but it's like I just can't erase the art from the history. And like it was such a good representation, especially for our people. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It's like, yeah, I still hold that show. Honestly, probably my favorite sitcom.
Most definitely, man. It had a
Straight
lot.
up.
It had a lot of things in it, man. The writing was good. It made us feel. It gave us our first concept and idea of what family is. So it was one
Right.
of those timeless pieces that kind of stuck with you forever because you always wanted that, even if you didn't have it. And if you did have it, you appreciated having it because you was able to see it play out on screen. So
Straight up.
I think that's dope, man. I think that's
Yeah.
dope. Now, well, we have a couple more guests, right?
Mhm.
And these other two guests that we have, they kind of went in the same direction as E-Banks, but you know, they kind of went in a different sense. They went and put a pen to the paper and created stories, and they gave their perspective on paper for you to pick up and read and carry it with you, right? So I'm gonna introduce our next two people, man.
Sure.
I got Queen D. How you doing? And I got my homie, Mr. Eugene. How we doing today, Eugene?
How you doing, bro?
Okay. Now, Eugene is gonna have a little bit of delay because his internet has had a stroke, but it's getting better. And y'all just pray for the internet, okay? How we doing, D? How we doing?
Well, oh well, I'm blessed.
You look beautiful, Queen. You look beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, look, I know who you are, Miss D. Can you kind of give us an idea of who you are?
First and foremost, I'm a mother of 4 boys. 4. And a beautiful granddaughter. I am in Houston, Texas, by way of Richmond, Virginia, is where I'm born and raised. But I'm a lot of things. I am an autodidact. I self-teach myself everything.
Right.
Skill set, as a network engineer for almost 15 years, self-taught.
Right.
Licensed insurance, self-taught.
Right.
Lots, hold a lot of hats. So I am an author of 5 books now. That's not including the ones that's not published or have not been sold, but I actually started writing at a young age. It was an scapegoat for me. My first book was my childhood story. It's called Capable Woman. I was approached numerous of times about that book as it was being written to be published through a traditional publisher.
Right.
But the contract just didn't look right. The timing wasn't right either. Took me 10 years to write that book. It's a lot of trauma and pain and self-discovery in that book.
Yeah. So that was kind of like a passion piece, you know. That was something you kind of you put your all into. You didn't want to put it in a predicament in which it wasn't held to the standard or held in the light that you had in mind or you envisioned when you was actually jotting those lines and creating those visuals, you know. So I can understand that. Like you said, you've been writing since you was a kid, and you used writing as a scapegoat. I can relate to that because that's kind of how it was with music with me. Like I fell in love with poetry. I fell in love with music because I was able to say the things in music that I couldn't say to my mom or to my dad or to somebody in the world. So, so Eugene, with you, because you have a book, and the book that you have is called The Creator's Work, right? How would you describe that book for anybody who's never seen it or never heard it?
Well, when I wrote the book, what I had in mind was, kind of coming from a perspective of what I see the creator in his creation, how the creator views the world, opposed to how we've been taught and told what life is. Because, we really get our lessons from other people about who we are and where we sit in this place called, Earth. But when you look at how the world was created, without having to believe anything, just concretely like what it is, you have to see yourself in a different light when you're one of our people. That's really what I had in mind when I wrote that one.
Okay. Now I know you. I know you on a personal level, and I know you're a deep thinker. You're a great thinker. You're one of the greatest minds that I know. in writing this piece, did you ever for once think, man, this is gonna go over everybody's head? Ain't nobody gonna get this?
Well, you know, I was hoping that I did it in a way where I wouldn't have to deal with that, because I made sure that I had it printed with big letters, and I made sure it was a small book where it wouldn't discourage nobody from reading it. You could give it to your children, and they should be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? So really, I hope it don't go over their head, but you know how they go.
Right, most definitely. Now, Joseph, in creating your scenes, your movies, when you're shooting your scenes, I noticed that sometimes in movies, they may focus in on something random, like the room number to a hotel, and and later on down the line, you find out the person who made the film, that room number is the day he was born. That's his birthday. You're like, do you ever sprinkle like little things like that in your films? Is that something that you have gotten to the point of doing?
Man, yeah, that definitely is something that's real. That happens a lot of times. You're supposed to do it with intention, though, right?
Right.
And when you overdo it, it becomes cheapened, and it ain't as effective or whatever. The funny thing about my first film is, like, man, I sit back and look at all the mistakes I made.
Right.
Because it's funny to me, because it's like I'm thankful that most people haven't spotted or at least even said nothing about it. But it's like I be tripping off how many times I see my truck in there.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I would have to park it on the street and then move it and try not to get it in the shot. But it's like I see my truck in there a couple different times. So stuff like that I be tripping off right now.
You know what? That's kind of how I am with music, man. I listen to some of my old records and I'm like, why did I say that? Like, or why didn't I take that? I should have edited that. I said that too many times or something like that. So I can absolutely understand when you say that, man. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, you can get caught up with that though too, right? Like,
right.
Because the goal is to have people into the moment, into the story or whatever, right? So it's like, as long as my truck being in the background is something that's not distracting from the story I'm telling, it's like I got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna mark that as a note, and on my next one, I'm gonna make sure I don't make that mistake again. But it's like you can sit back and beat yourself up over and over, and it'll just keep you from moving forward. It's like I just got to that point where it's like, all right, I'd like for this first one to be perfect, but that's not reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm gonna just do the best I can, and going back on this next one, I'm gonna make sure I don't make the same mistakes I made on that first one. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But to kind of piggyback off that, D, when you said that you wrote your first book and it took you 10 years to complete, is that
I felt that?
Yeah, is that kind of the reason that it took so long, or was this just something that you wanted to perfect it the first time, or what was the reason that it took 10 years, or was that the typical time it takes to write a book?
No, it actually was written in a couple of months, but 10 years to actually publish because of the nature and the content and family and friends and things of that nature that was in the book. It was mostly because I have boys and I know they're end up going to have girls. And of course, I got my first granddaughter. It was important for me to have it for the girls that come after me, and my little nieces and little cousins, to pretty much let them know that, you're going to have trials and tribulations, and you're going to be, if you just stand strong and hold strong, and you are a capable woman, you're capable to get through anything. I mean, like I said, it's a discourse, it's a poetic discourse at that.
Right.
And it's very set up in a way for a person, a female who has to be ready to transition to a next stage in her life, because you'll start reading it. It has plenty of drama in the beginning, and then it gets dry, and it's set up for that reason, because if you don't get past the dry part, you're not ready.
Right.
So it's important that it was set up in a certain way for somebody who has actually dealt with trauma and different things as a young girl and just needed answers. And because normally when we in those situations, we go seeking answers, and you're dig until you can't dig no more.
So what genre did that book fall in? Did it fall into a self-help book? A
So
self-care book?
it was sociology.
Sociology. Okay. Now, Eugene, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask D a question. Just a couple more to life. My film is, it's not autobiographical in the sense like it's my story. The lead character is based off of somebody I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I struggled with writing this story about real people because I just didn't want to. It's like I was ready to tell the portion of the story that involved me, but I didn't want to put other people's business out there per se. So like how much did you struggle with that? Because I just ended up like changing people's names and the time periods. So it was enough separation there. But then what's crazy about that to me is like after going through all that, they went out of their way to let everybody know, yo, this movie's about me. This movie is crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
So, and that's the funny part about your family and friends knowing that you're writing, producing something, because they're getting it just, I mean, what was the movie? The Friends, when he wrote a book? It's the same.
Dang it, I know what you're talking about.
Was
Not
it
the best man. The best man. Yeah.
And so the day of my release, everybody in the family went and got it. And they sat and read it. And it, names were changed. A lot was changed. Mm-hmm. My book is about 5 different women, but all of them are me. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, certain people just know who that is. And, others like, you can possibly know. It hurt someone very close to me. And I tried to stop that before it was released, tried to have a conversation. But it just didn't work. I mean, you're just going to have, it's a fickle situation, Right. But when it's your story, it's your story.
That's what I was gonna say. You got to tell your truth, though, right?
Right. And knowing what I know now, and anybody else who has to write their story, there's a lot of things I've learned throughout the process, actually being vetted for traditional publishing and then doing self-publishing. That is a way to actually go about it a lot more subtle than I did. I poured my heart out because I was in the thick of things when I wrote it, and so it was easy for it to just flow. And what I initially had the way I initially was going to put it out, I ended up changing it and creating that arc around it so right. that young girls could understand a lot better. And so you're just going to have people that, especially friends and family that are going to say that was me, whether it was them or not, or, or feel some type of way.
I couldn't imagine that pressure of writing something like that or even shooting a film like that, because just recently I made a post. I mean, I did a show. I was on a show and I was talking about a situation of something that happened that kind of made me look at somebody a little different. Now, me and this person wasn't intimate. We wasn't trying to be in a relationship or nothing, but just me bringing it up, and that person knowing that I was talking about them or talking about a situation that they were in hurt their feelings. And I'm like, how in the hell did it hurt your feelings? It ain't nothing bad. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But it's just like, so I can imagine writing a book, for 10 years and somebody coming at you about something they seen in the book.
Like, and that's the biggest thing. You're like, that was 30 plus years ago. Why it people don't deal with their skeletons in the closet. They don't deal with their demons. And so when you unleash them onto the world,
right.
you're the bad person.
Eugene, in writing creators' work, did you struggle at all with religion and the thought of people like pinning a religion to you, or or going against you, or feeling like you're pushing religion on them, anything like that?
It's funny because during the editing process and get ready to launch it, a good friend of mine, we switched books. We were writing at the same time. Mm-hmm. And she's a prophetess. And so she started to read my book. She called me. She said, I cannot read this because the very first page is nothing but language and sexual content. I said, okay, I understand.
Right.
And 2 days later, she called me back and said, guess what? And I said, what? She said, I just finished reading your book. And I said, oh, wow. And she said, God told me, who am I to think that I'm not supposed to read it? And she said, I'm so glad I did, because I got to the middle book, I had to put it down. I had to go check on my own household, because my whole household is
right. Right. Now, D, I appreciate that, but that question was for Eugene.
I thought you said
yeah, that question was for Eugene.
He ain't had to do you like that. He could have let you go rock though, D. Why he do you like that?
Nah.
Hey, you see, I didn't say nothing. I wasn't gonna get in no way.
Because Eugene picture looked like he froze, so I don't know if he had offensive clone. He don't really got a Gucci Mane clone, did he?
Hey, she had something on her heart to say, so I let her finish.
Let her rock, man. Let her rock. So yeah, can you?
No, but I got an idea of what you were saying, because well, I didn't really write it in a way to where it would be directed to any religious way of thinking, because all of them give the creator different names, but at the end of the day, they all refer to him as the creator. So opposed to allowing them to take it in any direction, I just left out the given names and the concepts that they like to present, and try to present it in a totally different way to where you should get what I'm saying without putting it in the box. Because when I first put it out, they placed it in the self-help paranormal category, and I thought that was funny. So, but
right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I was wondering that too, because when I was looking at it and when I was reading it, I saw the angle that she was going with it. The one thing that kind of I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if people, because with me sometimes I remember, and I think I've told you this before, sometimes I can make a post about church or something, and somebody will all of a sudden associate me with Christianity. They're like, oh, he go to church, so he got to be a Christian. It's like, no, no, so when I was reading it, I'm thinking, like, I know for a fact they're gonna say this man here is Christian, like he's a Christian. That's his diehard. And I was just wondering, do people ever come at you about, because we black people, they automatically associate us with the white man's religion and all of this. So I was just wondering, man, like, do you ever have you gotten any feedback on in that nature at all?
Well, I like when people bring up the different religions, because I like to study as many of them as I can, so I can have conversations with different people when it comes to it. So I'm able to show them how I pull myself out of those titles and labels, because at the end of the day, if you look in the Bible, when it talks about what how the creator referred to himself, he told Moses to tell them that when they asked who told you to bring this message, he said, just tell them I am. So I just try to be all that I can be, because whatever there is, I am.
Absolutely. You better speak that shit. He just spit a whole bar. He turned into Yo Gotti and everything.
You feel me?
Yeah, I am. So Joseph, my question to you, man, because you did it big. You did it big in the city, man.
I thank you, man. I thank you, bro.
This night, you had a premiere. You premiered the movie More to Life. I seen it. I was able to go. Now, I am a ghost, so I go places, but I don't talk to nobody. I just go and I get out the way. When I was there, the one thing that really inspired me about being there is the fact that not only was so many people that showed up to support you, people actually enjoyed the movie, right? They enjoyed the movie. Now, don't get me wrong. When you watching the movie, you can hear people laughing because they know the people in the movie. They're like, look. I heard all that.
That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want you to finish your question, but it's like that experience in itself, I wouldn't trade for nothing, because it's like hearing people's feedback is one thing, but sitting in that space where you hearing, you feeling the energy in the room. It's like, it's crazy, man. It's like every time, it's like, I know if I intended this to be funny on screen. So I'm waiting to see, like, man, do they laugh?
Do they laugh?
Or they, it's like, am I getting the reaction? Are they getting this the way I want it to come across? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the time, honestly, I was sitting in there, man, and I couldn't even enjoy the movie on the screen. I was too in tune with the audience and trying to make sure I was connecting with them. And like, but it was a dope experience. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just, cause it's something about that raw energy. Like, you can't recreate it. You can't recreate it.
It's kind of like when I was an artist, man. Like if I'm rapping or if I'm playing my song and if the engineer is on his phone, if he's looking in the air, if he's doing something like that, I'm starting over. Hell no.
I got to go. Yeah, got to write them 16 over, ain't it, man?
Yeah, man. That's that, man. You ain't bopping enough.
Yeah, man.
I went to a guy by the name of Mike. Mike was a white guy who only did bands and drummers, and he's rock bands. Whenever he would repeat my hooks, that's it. That's
you had him, yeah.
We running it. So tell me, because you kind of just gave me a little insight, because the question was, what was your first thought when you pulled up and you seen them people waiting in line to get into your movie? Because I seen you when you got there, because you got there early,
man.
Because I'm a real street nigga, so I don't go nowhere unprepared. I gotta go and check my surroundings, drive around, make sure. So I got there early.
Listen, that's what's funny. Like you saying, it was a nice little melting pot of everybody. Like you said, I know who was out there. I passed a couple guys in the car. I was like, okay, they here already. I'm walking in with my little box trying to set up still. But like you said, I already know what time they on, But honestly, man, it was people from, like, I think my little cousins was like 16, probably the youngest in there. But I had, man, my great aunt, who was 99 years old, was in the building. So it's like, man, I touched a wide age group. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a big pocket of the 20 to 40 to what to be expected. But I had one of my old instructors from my college come, and a 60-year-old white man came, and him and his wife afterwards, man, the man told me he think that was the first best effort he's ever seen from anybody. And it's like, that means something to me, man. You know what I'm saying? So straight up, man.
Well, look, let's hold that thought, man. Without no further ado, man, let's go on and play this trailer. And for those who was unable to make it, and because it is available, and we'll tell y'all where it's available at. But let's go ahead and get into this trailer. Check this trailer out.
My life was never easy. At 11 years old, I found out that my pops was killed by the police just because he was a black man with a successful business. How do you accept that?
It's always an A and B side to every obstacle in life. As you see your way through a situation, determine where
I got you what you need.
Gonna reflect the decision that you make. My back against the wall still. They hoping that I fall still. I can make him call still.
You're on the right track, cuz.
For real.
I know you know this can't be it.
Hey, bro. I got you. All you gotta do is let me know what's up.
I love my grandchildren, but I know some better than I know others. Now you be careful.
I'm serious now. Put this my way out.
When it's good, it ain't nothing better. But when it's bad,
Baby, come on here and talk to me, man. She don't know how much I care about you. It takes money to make money. I'm just focused on getting this money right now, man. I'm sorry, man. Damn, why won't you talk to me?
I always talking about money. Like you the only one getting now.
I feel you though, cuz. What am I supposed to do? Leave my brother behind?
You can't make nobody be what they don't want to be.
My grandmother talked about it, get my blessing. Oh Lord.
Hey, I'm sorry. That mug gave me chills just watching it again.
Man.
Bro. That's hard.
Man, thank you, man.
Amazon Prime, and I'm going to watch.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, man.
For real.
Hey, when that man said that in the movie, when he's like, man, you can't make nobody be something they don't want to be.
Man, that's one of my favorite lines, bro.
Yeah,
the
man,
whole film, no lie.
Man, look, I had started a website. I mean, my goal was to make a black social media platform. So I started a beta group.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out to my little brother. I was like, man, go on and join the group so you can learn about credit repair and all that stuff. He said, nah, I don't want to do that right now because I ain't got the time to dedicate to it. I said, you ain't got time dedicated to learn? And I'm like, it don't even require you to do nothing. You just got to. And it made me so mad, man. So in the movie, when he said that, I was like, golly, you right,
man. Tell little bro, I wasn't writing that about him. Don't put that on little bro first of all.
I'm putting that on you, man.
But not honestly, man, that line comes from a real place. Again, it's like the character. This movie is about my cousins, and it's about the relationship between them two as brothers.
Right.
And it's just, it's like one thing I learned between a relationship, and I've also learned on my own journey, you can't fall in love with potential. Because if you fall in love with the potential somebody else has, you'll set yourself up for disappointment a lot of times, and you'll waste a lot of time trying to get them to get on point and see the vision and want it like you want it. And it's like, man, that's why even the film, I am the producer and the director and the writer and all these different things, not because I want to walk around my chest out because like, hey, look at me and all these beautiful things I can do. It's like I asked some people to help me. I had a producer, I had a DP, I had all these things aligned, and they just fall off. Right. And it's like, I'm not gonna give you that much power to dictate whether I chase my dream. So right. if you can make it easier on me and help me, but if you don't want to help, you're not gonna stop this show. And it may take me a little longer. I'm gonna keep on trucking though. That's why D, when you say it took 10 years, it's like I feel that, because it's like you're gonna see that thing through. Like when I wrote my film, it took me about 3 to 4 months to actually write it. I had about a 9 month to a year game plan. It took 3 years to finish this process. But it was like the whole time I kept telling my team, like, look, man, I know people may be asking, yo, when y'all coming out with the movie? When y'all with us? I was like, dude, what difference do it make? Like, if we put it out and it's some garbage, like, we ain't gonna get but 1 week of flame anyway. Like, they ain't gonna care nothing about it. So it's like, let's take our time, put the thing together right, and make the most out of what we can do, man. And I feel proud of what we done, man, straight up.
It took him so long to create that movie. He had locks when he was filming that mug.
Facts. Straight up.
They don't fell out his head. They just fell out on the ground.
They stressed me out, yeah.
So Eugene, in creating your piece, man, how long did it take you to craft yours, the creator's work, man?
Well, I really say it probably just took me like 3 months, because somebody kind of gave me an idea of how to do it.
Right.
Because they were just like, just come up with 12 chapters, just titles. And I already knew what I wanted to say. So once I got that done, it would just flow with it. And I knew I wasn't going to write a whole lot because I didn't want it to be too big. So, I kind of just ran through it. And once I handed it over, they done the rest.
Right. Oh, that's good. That's good.
So was this your first book you wrote, Eugene?
Yeah, that's my first book right there.
That's what's up, man.
I'm working on the next one.
I salute that, because I'm gonna tell you, I deal with a lot of people. I deal with a lot of people who come to me with ideas, right? And it's like, yo, Joe, you should make a movie about this, or you should make a movie about this. And it's like, I tell people all the time, it's like, man, I can't tell your story or your vision the way you can, right? And so even if it's like, you don't even have to take it and put it in script form, but just do like we used to do in school. Do an outline for me. Do a bullet list. Write the story and make it go from A to Z for me.
So is that why you don't ever call me back?
Man, listen. Where my bullet list at? Since you're gonna do that on live air.
See.
Don't worry about it, Nino. We'll talk about it.
I was contacted right before COVID started about turning my book into a film. Now,
straight up.
Those are not our people. So, and because of COVID, they was like, well, we're going to reschedule this thing. So I'm going to give you an outline.
Word. Nah, that's honestly, man, I'm so excited to get back on and do another film. Because again, this one, I really learned a lot because of all the hats I had to wear doing this one. And I really feel more confident in leading the team now. And I feel like with this, it's kind of like my resume. It's like I've proven to people that I will see this thing through to the end.
Right.
And I'm so excited to get back and doing this next one. Nino, you got to be on point, man. This next one, about February, I'm trying to get rolling. I got a comedy. I'm already.
You know what?
This thing's gonna get to rolling, man.
You know what? I walked past the mirror early today, and I realized that I can't do that with you because you're gonna try to make me a fat cop or some shit.
Damn, why you gonna do that? Why?
Nah, fuck that, man. Nah, I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, bro, you gonna try to have me as a fat cop? You know you done fucked up. You know,
hey, man. Hey, I need you wherever you want to be, man. I ain't forcing nobody into no place that they uncomfortable. Yeah,
but you know what, man? I actually sat down with a producer, and I already had an app called, what is it, Script or something like that.
Celtics,
yeah. So I got that app, man, and I kind of been jotting it down, man. So I'm hoping that all my ideas, come to light eventually, man. I just got to get it all down. I think that's the hardest part for me is getting it down. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I used to watch a couple podcasts as I was writing my thing because it was like I just needed the confidence to do it because it's like, who am I to do this? You know what I'm saying? But then it's like the one thing that really helped me was like, you just got to believe your voice matter. You got to believe your opinion matter. And you also have to believe that it's people who like the things you like. So it's like you never gonna get 100% of the people. 100% of the people don't like Beyonce.
Right.
100% of people don't like. You pick the person you think is the best, nicest, all that, and I guarantee you I can show plenty of people that don't like them. So as soon as you get past,
the thing is you supposed to only be writing for one person anyway.
Yep.
Because my thing was I didn't care who thought of what. It was for my granddaughters. It was for my nieces. You know. So.
When they created Michael Jackson's marketing plan, it was from a selective few people in mind. They didn't realize he was gonna touch the world. You can't even put that. If you went to a company and was like, I want to touch the world with my music, they gonna go back in there and come up with something more realistic.
That don't even sound realistic. Exactly. Yeah, for real.
I mean? So yeah, I get that. But one thing that I realized about us as a people, we have some amazing ability to tell a story. No matter what it is, no matter if it's in music, in poems. Like I was in New Orleans and I seen one of those mime guys, and he was acting out the whole Trey. He was playing like somebody was playing a Trey Songz song. And he was acting out the whole thing. And I'm like, I know what song that is. Like without him saying
word.
That dope as people. So how important do you think it is for people of color or black people to get into film on either side, whether it's acting or producing? How important is it for black authors to come out and put their material out, put their visions, put their stories in novel form, in literary form, where people can get these things and use them? How important is that for us in our community? Don't get to speak at once.
I was gonna let everybody else go. I don't want to keep talking, man. I feel like I'm taking over. I was like, no, let me sit back.
Hey, now what I will say, it's very important for us to have our own narrative, because I get sick of us actually living out the narrative that we was given, knowing that it's BS. So, I would love to see films that show us in a light to where we rulers. And not necessarily just king and queen concepts, but, living as a group and actually getting along and making things happen, something that we don't normally see all the time.
Right.
Perceptions of us that only we can tell because we really know who we are.
Absolutely. I love that, man. Anybody else?
Right off that, you said a word, perception in there, man. And I can't remember exactly who said it, but they said he who controls the visual controls perception. So it's like if you don't interact with Black people on a daily basis or in your regular life, if all you see of me is on cops and all these bad stories, you think when you see a Black man killed or whatever, it's like he must have been doing something. Like why cops don't just kill people for no reason. They don't, you know what I'm saying? But when you start seeing us as dentists and, you know what I'm saying, regular men, mechanics in films and people who helping out in our neighborhood and that type of thing, when you humanize us, you have to start treating us in a different way. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, you can't keep up the lie no more. You got to be honest that you just hate us for what we are.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's nailed right on the head. You asked me. What you got, D?
I mean, Eugene said it very well. We got to write our own narrative. Again, I just got to keep reiterating. That was the whole reason for my book. You know, my grandbabies, you know, my son's children would be. I told my own story. Can't nobody tell it better than me. And so it's important because a lot of relationships and the things in the Black community now is deteriorating because we don't know the truth. We don't know the story, and we're just making them up as we go. So it's extremely important.
Right. Absolutely. So right now, what are some things that you guys got going on? I know D, you working on something very special that can help inspire and empower other people who have the vision and have the stories or have the creativity. Like, how are you assisting those people that may want to, make a book or create a book?
So I have developed a writing app. It's going to be called Writer's Block Magic. And so pretty much anybody who's wanting to write a book, you don't know where to start, feels they just don't know where to go. It will help you. You just answer questions, you fill in everything, and it's going to generate your first draft. So I'm going to do some workshops, and it's important for our people to actually start producing those things as we stated.
Right. Anybody else?
So as far as like upcoming projects?
Yeah, any upcoming projects y'all might have?
Man, I have a show that I'm directing right now, web series called Gone Viral. Man, this is dope because it's different experience for me. I'm not the writer or the producer of this one. I'm just directing, so I get to be hands off on a lot of the behind the scenes work and just focus on creativity. So that's gonna be dope for me. And then the film I was just telling you about, I don't want to speak on that too much because I literally just wrote it off during quarantine. Me and Whitney Davis, my co-writer. But we wrote it as a web series first, so it's 8 episodes right now. I'm gonna reconstruct it and make it a feature. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Eugene, what you got coming up? What you got going on?
Well, we do the Black Family Talks on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. On WVOL, which is 1470 AM. And we also go live on Facebook, the co-host with my brother Hamid. And, we got the Brothers Roundtable, which we the co-founders. And as far as books coming up, we're going to do a book on the Brothers Roundtable. So that's what we're working on now. So that's what we should, you'll be looking for.
That's dope. Now, where right now, if people wanted to, Eugene, where would they go to look for your book, the creator's work? Where would they go to be able to find that book?
Well, I got it on Amazon, and I also got it in the bookstore called Akibalon.
Okay.
So that's where I have the book available at.
Okay, and where is that? Where's Akibalon located?
On the corner of 28th and Jefferson, close to TSU, right across the street from the Wendy's by Hadley Park.
Okay, got you. And D, where can they find your material?
So my publishing company is mvpselfpublishing.com. My personal website is passions2paper.com, and any Deshauna D on any social media platform.
Okay. Big E Banks, where we at, big dog?
Man, right now I'm just promoting the movie right now. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can go stream the movie for free right now on Amazon Prime. The movie is called More to Life. Again, like I said, you don't have to be a Prime member to watch it. You can rent it for, I think it's $3, or you can buy it for $9.99. Other than that, man, yeah, you can go to my website at digifilm, digifilmmg.com. And on there, yeah, you can just find links to all my social media there. You can also just go there and hit the button, and it'll take you right to the movie on Amazon Prime.
Okay. Now, if anybody was inspiring to walk in you guys' shoes in any form or any facet, what words of encouragement would you give them to guide them on the path to success?
I would say lean not on your own understanding. It's very important. People have a tendency to not ask enough questions, ask the right questions. Powerful people ask powerful questions.
Right.
So us as people of color, we don't get the support from one another in the way in which we actually should. And so don't always try to do it on your own. And again, lean out on your own understanding. Somebody out there is willing to help and assist. Like myself, I reached out to people multiple times, and people of color, and it's just because it's like, what do you want? What you trying to say some things like that. So, but we have to support one another. That's a big plus.
Okay. Yeah, I would say if you are struggling financially in any way to get your dreams out there, you can easily, start your OnlyFans page. It's popping. You get a lot of money from doing that. So I just want to.
Stupid, yeah. He's stupid, dog.
It's not fun.
I'm gonna drop
my in the document.
Man, my little piece of advice would be, man, crazy, dog. My little piece of advice would be think long term and plan for the long haul. Because a lot of people have great ideas and they just don't see them through. I like what D said also. A lot of times I didn't know what was the next step, or I didn't even know how to get it done. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer you put your best foot forward, God to figure out the rest. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Plan for the long haul and just keep going. Don't give up.
Right. And that was a bar, boy. You rap better than your homeboy that you be buying the weed from.
Listen, there you go. My homeboy can't rap. You crazy.
All right. What you got, Eugene?
Well, I guess I would just leave them with knowledge is power only when it's applied.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I want to say this because what you just said about what he just said about like having ideas and not formulating them. I was telling somebody when I used to live in Cincinnati, Ohio, is when they first came out with external hard drives, and we had Napster. Remember? I got on Napster and I downloaded all the movies that I wanted to watch, like all the old classics, like Juice, Boys in the Hood. I downloaded all of them and I put them on a 200 gigabyte hard drive, and I just hooked it up to the back of the TV. And it was like, I hooked it up to the back of the TV. And whenever I wanted to watch a movie, I would just boom, 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 go and watch the movie. Had I would have put a lot of thought in that would probably be Netflix.
Hello. Ain't that crazy?
You know what I'm saying? Like, even in Cincinnati, like when I lived in Cincinnati, downtown, they used to have something called bootlegs. And that's where like a car will park with two wheels on the sidewalk. that means that they were operating as a cab, where you can go to them and go, hey, run me up the street, and they'll say, give me $15, give me $20.
All right.
Nigga, that's Uber right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
But you know, those are the things, those are the things that you think about in hindsight that you was like, man, if I would have just invested a little more time in cultivating that idea, I would be too bougie to even be talking to you niggas right now.
But you know what? That's all the people who change the game in a major way like that. They watch people well, and they understand the need for something and they feel it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like the person who invented paper clips is rich beyond your dream. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just about understanding how we flow as people and finding the needs and our habits and the way we move. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's about.
And see, and that's me, like the company that I just launched. I got a company called Pole Shine. And basically what that is like, you know, like when you go to the strip clubs and the girls dance, well, I hire people to clean it. You see what I'm saying?
Don't worry about it. So you funding my next project. I don't care where your money come from. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, I'm just saying. Like, and then COVID hit. Strippers still got to do. Well, we sanitize the poles now.
Look,
you see what I'm
saying? Something is wrong with you, man.
You better invest now. You better invest now. All right, you hate to invest. But look, I appreciate y'all having this conversation with me. I know the conversation. I know I do these things kind of sporadic, but we got something coming up that's gonna normalize these kind of conversations on my behalf a little bit more, a little bit differently. So I hope everybody who will view this later on, a comment, man, leave comments, ask questions, find each of these people.
Hey, rep that.
I thought she was trying to
calm down on the fans. Calm down. Calm down on the fans.
I was looking for Mardi Gras beads. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Mardi Gras.
I was like, oh shit.
Hey, man,
you really have some views, ain't you?
Hey, boy, I thought Noriega was the craziest interviewer I done seen.
Man, listen, I done
you worse than Nori on Drink Champs.
Hey, look, man, my whole thought process locked up. What we doing right now? What are you doing? She talking about a granny. I'm like, where? Where you at? Where? But no, but I appreciate the time, man. What I want to do, I want to have a follow up with this, with you guys. I want to have a follow up, you know, maybe in a couple months, man, and we sit down and talk and figure out, you know, what new projects y'all got going on, where y'all at now. That's if y'all ain't rich and shit and too bougie to talk to a motherfucker. You know how niggas give that little money. They change on motherfuckers. So. Hey
man, I don't know. Like what I'm saying, you got a lot of talent on this line right here, man. So you know, I wish both of you guys much success. You too, Nino. Everybody, man. Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he put out one movie. He's supposed to meet up with me. We supposed to have a meeting. You know, he put out the damn movie. He changed his number.
Here go the shit now. Here go the bullshit, y'all. Here go the bullshit.
He changed his number.
Oh no. I gave him some tasks. I ain't seen them tasks back yet.
All right, say less. Say less. All right, we got somebody on the line who know him. That's all we got to talk about.
Hey, look, I got a rule. The rule is if I do it for free, you get it when I get done with it.
Oh, no, tasks is for you. Let's make that clear. This is help you. Hey.
Get him, Dick. Get him, Dick. Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is.
I got the power to mute you and kick you out this damn room.
Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't.
Yeah, you can. I appreciate it, man. If y'all have any final words, y'all want to kind of drop your websites, let people know where they can find you. Y'all already expressed, you know, the great things y'all have accomplished, the great things y'all plan to accomplish. You also have gave them a path and play in a way for them to go and see your work and your creativity. So if you want to leave with any other jewels, anything else, man, feel free. And let's conclude, man. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
I'm good, man. Just much love. Thank you.
I'm going to need some beta testers, so following me on social media, and you just might get free access to new app.
Hey, say less. I'll be doing that. Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Much love to everybody again, man. Thank you, Nino, for having me, bro.
Hey, most definitely. I'm gonna have to get y'all back once I get the show.
Yeah, appreciate the opportunity, bro.
Most definitely, man. And we appreciate the Brothers Roundtable, man. I don't think we tell y'all enough. We appreciate the work y'all doing. We see that y'all have expanded to Memphis. Y'all got a Brothers Roundtable in Memphis now. You know, my cousin called me and said, "Hey, man, you down here cleaning up?" I'm like, "Nah, I ain't down there cleaning up."
Fort Worth, Dallas.
Huh? What you say?
Hey, cricket phone to cut out
in Fort Worth, Dallas.
Man, you got to get off of that damn man.
My bad, Eugene. I had to, bro. Gene. My bad, bro.
I'm gonna just write it in the chat. I ain't mad about it. It is what it is.
You remember you used to download the little Telk app back in the day to use as a church. Like, hey, where you at? Man, I'm right beside you, niggas. Not answering no question. But no, we appreciate.
I'm still using a wire hanger, man.
Oh my God. Like my son would say, you gonna get executed. You gonna fuck around and get executed.
Man.
But now, man, look, to conclude, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, y'all. If y'all can't hang tight for just a minute, we're gonna go ahead and slide this thing on up out of here. For everybody who will watch this later on, because I know on this day most people are asleep, but when they wake up, they watch it. So y'all gonna start getting notifications, and people gonna be, I think this is hunch day. I think people be hunching on this day, but you know.
Right.